The realtor called it a feature. "These old buildings have character," she said, "and the acoustics are remarkable. You can hear the life of the building." She made it sound charming. It wasn't. Apartment 3B was a steal. High ceilings, original moldings, and yes, sound traveled. I could hear my upstairs neighbor's footsteps, a comforting rhythmic pattern. I could hear the gentle muffled beat of music from next door. It felt connected, alive. The first oddity was the whispering. Not words, just the faint, sibilant texture of someone speaking softly. It seemed to come from the heating vent in the bedroom every night around 1 a.m. I chalked it up to pipes, to the wind. Then the sounds became specific. One Tuesday, I was stressing over a presentation, pacing my living room. From the ceiling vent came a soft, clear tisk-tisk-sing sound, like a gentle, disappointed scolding. I froze. It didn't repeat. A week later, I had a date over. We were laughing in the kitchen. Later that night, after she left, I lay in bed. From the wall beside my head, I heard 3 slow, deliberate knocks. Then, a perfect, crystal-clear mimic of my own laugh from earlier in the evening, not a recording. Something with cadence and breath. It was my laugh, played back to me in the dark. That's when I understood. The acoustics weren't just carrying sound. They were being curated. I started listening more carefully. The footsteps above weren't random. They'd speed up when I was anxious, slow to a crawl when I was trying to sleep. The music from next door would always swell to cover the sound of me talking on the phone. I became a detective in my own home. I discovered that the building, built in the 1920s, had a unique ductwork system for old coal heaters, a network of metal channels running inside the walls, a perfect conduit for sound. One afternoon, during a rare silence, I heard a new sound, a wet, rhythmic squeaking, like someone cleaning a window. It came from the direction of apartment 2B, which had been empty since I moved in. I went to the super, an old man named Walter, who smelled of cigars and mildew. I asked about 2B. He didn't look up from his newspaper. Occupied? Quiet tenant. I pressed him. What's with the ducks? The sounds? He finally met my eyes, his gaze flat. You hear the building's life, kid. Some people listen. Some people broadcast. Mind your own frequency. It was a warning. I tried to ignore it. I bought a white noise machine. The first night I used it, the sounds fought back. At 2 a.m., the white noise was drowned out by a symphony of perfectly coordinated noises from all around me. A drip from my sink faucet, a creak from the floor above, a hum from the fridge, all pulsing in the exact same rhythm, overwhelming my machine. It was conducting the silence away from me. The final straw was the crying. It was a child's soft weeping, coming so clearly from the vent, it felt like they were in the room. It was heart-wrenching. I couldn't ignore it. I called the police. They came, they listened to my frantic explanation. They knocked on 2B. No answer. They left, giving me a pitying look. The next day, a letter was slipped under my door. No envelope. Just a folded sheet of expensive, heavy paper. The handwriting was elegant, precise. Tenant of 3B, your frequency is discordant. Your investigations are noise pollution. The building is an instrument. We are its players. You are an audience of one. Your role is to listen and to react. Your fear has a particularly rich resonance. We've been composing with it. The child's tears were a recording from your own phone call with your sister last month. We collect the best samples. Cease your interference. Appreciate the performance. or we will have to adjust the volume of your life permanently. The residents of the Covington. It was signed by no one. It was signed by everyone. I packed a bag that night. As I zipped it shut, the building spoke one last time, not through the vents, from my own Bluetooth speaker, which powered on by itself. A voice played, a smooth, blended voice made of many whispers in unison. It said, "Leaving interrupts the symphony. The lease is binding. We have your signature. We have your frequency. We'll keep your room ready. The acoustics, after all, are perfect." I left. I moved to a concrete box in a new complex where I hear nothing. But silence is its own kind of noise now. Last week, I got a forwarded piece of mail. A newsletter from the Covington Building Tenants Association. The headline read, "Welcoming a new conductor." Below, it was a photo of the building lobby. And there, reflected in the polished brass of the mailboxes, was a blurred figure holding a set of keys. The figure was me. I tore it up. But sometimes, when the silence in my new apartment is absolute, I'll hum a tune to fill it. And once, just once, I swear I heard the faintest echo from the bare wall, harmonizing with me perfectly a half-beat later. They weren't lying. They do have my frequency. And a good conductor always brings the orchestra back to the same terrible, beautiful note.